All right, welcome back to Just Enough Garage. Today we're back on the Oldsmobile. We got a lot of things to do, and I got some surprise disappointments. Follow us along. Okay, so you saw in the opener, we're back on the Oldsmobile. Amazon came. This didn't come from Amazon, John. This is aircraft grade ultra paint remover. This by Clean Strip. Now I went to a specialty paint store and I practically had to mortgage my house for this. This was very expensive for this can. It's got to be like insane. So if this one can doesn't do what I'm going to show you, then we're going to be like trying Amazon on that one. But what did I get here? My master brake cylinder booster came. This is a brand new unit. It was an Amazon purchase. It's for a Mustang 2. It's 7-inch diameter. Okay, we'll show you under the floor in a minute. We got a lot of updates to do, so stay frosty. We're just 1 second into this, and I got like 1,000 things to tell you real quick. Borgeson, this is the kit. That's the number. We're going to put that in. And it's what it is this little bag of shims and that little holder we put in a vise, and then that's going to get our pressure back down. We've been working on that power steering. I put it out a few videos ago. That's it. Here, what do I got? You can buy these. These are for HEI clips because we're going to get started on some wiring. And you want to use one of these. The green one's the tack, the red one's the power. They sell these. What do I have in here? Anybody watch the 48 Ford, you notice that I had bought a fuse panel, block, whatever, with all the wires connected, and it was all Sanskrit language, English stuff, and nothing was lined up. This one has its own stickers on here. This was $9. It's supposedly a waterproof unit. You know, maybe if I could figure out how to do it. Glasses. You're gonna do it. Let me film you doing it. This is John. If you're just following us, he's smart. Power comes in on the bottom, grounds, whatever, and you put the fuse in it, and then it lights up. I got this one because it's supposed to be for marine RV, and it only has 6 fuses. But John, we only need like 2 fuses on this car. Headlights, turn signals, brake lights. I think that's pretty much what we need.
That sounds like more than 2.
Well, either way, we got some extras. Okay, and the last thing, I bought these for $9, and what they are is a relay. Now, I'll be honest with you. Like always, I am learning. I'm a smart guy, but my creativity is being expanded. I've done some wiring on vehicles. What a relay does is power's on one side, output power's on the other. They have numbers 87, 9, 12, 32, something like that. In fact, if I put on my eyes, and the reason it is apparently in the engineering code these were available. So you see this 85, 87, 87A, 86, 30. So what happens is this can be triggered. This is a switch. Think about your light switch in the house. And this is the way I'm understanding it. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. But in order to turn on the light switch, I get a key signal which sends power or ground, and then that closes the switch inside. So I'm going to use this because I read this somewhere online, and I think it's a great idea. When you have an old car like this beautiful old car, don't look at the pink wheels. That's coming up in a minute. Don't get ahead of us. Just stay frosty. Then I can put power to that. When I turn off the key, this will close the switch and the power will drop out of that fuse panel. Or I can have, because I have so many of them, I could put it on. So then when I turn off the key, it triggers this and the headlights go off. Or if I had a fuel pump or any of that sort of stuff. So when I turn it off, the system's dead. I can leave it that way. It's kind of like a battery cutoff switch, but not really. Okay, come hither. You saw those are my beautiful set of wheels that came with this car. The rubber was stuff I had laying around. Johnny and me put it on there 3 months ago, and they've just my rollers. Now, what are those wheels called?
I have no clue other than they're aluminum.
Exactly. Somebody in the comments knows what those are called, and somebody in the comments is going to know why this has such a huge hole right here. You can see some of the washers are stuck in there. And it uses this great big lug nut, because these are 7/16 lug nut, and they got a great big insert in there. Okay, fine. I like those wheels, but I like these a little better. Now, this is not to scale. Okay, in a few minutes we're going to pull the top off of this, but because of the tarp, the thing's not setting down and it's all goofy. Yes, I have a grill, I have the headlights, I have everything for the car. But you recall this 1954 Willys that was done last year had these jelly beans on it. These are skinnies, 14-inch, and of course they fit the Mustang 2 front axle because it's the same 5 on 4 3/4. That's my understanding. You come back here. Now, the exhaust is finished, and you can see we've put that pipe out like that to be all like da-da-da-da-da-da. You can look inside and see where the muffler's laid out. Okay, last week we just had it thrown on the ground here. Guess what? I work not always on camera. Anyways, what we got here is this deep set of dishes. And I think they're about 9.5 or 10 inches wide. And as near as we can tell, you can look right here, and this is how old these are. A Torque Twister Inglewood Tire Auto Service, Inglewood, California. Now, I know that somebody in that comments knows more than me. This is not my generation of tire. Somebody out there knows, hey, Darian, those were made, these are cool, this is what, it's a bias, this, that. Okay, I can get replacement rubber that'll fit that wheel in a 265 50 14. I wanted to go with a wider one, I couldn't get it. 15-inch wheels, there's all kinds of information. I don't have 15-inch wheels. Frankly, I think that the 15s would fill this out a little bit better, but you know, you work with what you got. This is why we have the aircraft spray. Because I don't like pink wheels on a green car. So now you're all caught up.
What color would you want then?
Just the aluminum's fine with me. And if you look at it just like this, John, stand right here and take a video, all right? Oh, buddy, this is reminiscent of a 1940s Willys. And you can't tell because my backyard's full. And you know, one time I built a rat rod, my Willys pickup. Mary will put a link in there if you want to watch it. It doesn't matter. It's in the shop. We'll get it out in a few weeks. And I built this truck all in this little garage, John, and I never looked at it until I got it outside. And I stood back and I'm like, man, that looks awesome. Here, this 3-window coupe is an ultra rare car today. It's the F-36, 1936 Oldsmobile. It has a style, it has a thing. I can't afford a 32 or 33 or 34 Ford. I'm sorry, I don't have that kind of money. But I had beat up yard art 1936 Oldsmobile money, so that's what we're putting together. It's going to be kind of a rat rod. I have a different steering wheel that's vintage. We have to get on some metal work, but today I think we're going to set the master brake cylinders up so we can use the floor and the pedal. In fact, let me show you that right quick. Then we'll take off all the tarps and crap. Oh, speaking of doors, I got one door finished. This is what we're talking about with all the wood and stuff in here. The pallet wood a few weeks ago. I mean, I kind of give you guys a heads up and then I jump in it and I work on it. The other day when we were setting the transmission mount and I cut all this trash out and I moved it forward, I said that's going to help us later because this is where it's supposed to mount. Now, that's a 7-inch diameter, and between here and there I have like 8 inches, so I'm probably going to have to use some header wrap pipe on the exhaust system. I might, this is the battery box, it's going to go away. I think we're probably, John, going to have to obviously make our own custom mount, but I might have it protrude up into the floor slightly so that when the floor plate's on there, I might cut that out so I don't have to remove the floor, but I might be able just to move the seat a little bit and pour the fluid in the brakes if needed. That's kind of my plan. So let's get started on it. Let's get all this trash out of here, and then we'll get going on it. Why not? Okay, so we're back at it. You remember the last video I was trying to paint that bracket and it looked like hell. And all right, this is what I ended up with. You come over here, John, you'll see that the belt aligns nicely. It has no interference. Those two are on. This gave me a better arc by lifting this up. I might possibly have to do a tiny little bit of sanding right there where this edge rolls over the Moroso to that plate. When we go to put the gasket on, it's like it could line up, but it might vibrate, so maybe I'll just barely sand some of that. That's my only interference. You guys saw the mess. This is that clip I was talking about on the table for the connection. We've not tried to start it. Technically, we're ready to start it once I throw the plug wires on and we put some oil in that transmission and a little fuel in this, it should run. But today, watch this magnet grabber. Probably should get some of the dirt off of it. In the back of the power steering pump, should be a valve. I've only seen this on the internet. I'm not an expert. You put that in there and you take that out. This relief valve is what right here. We take this off and we put some shims right there, and that lifts it up, and that's, I'll clean it real good, and that's supposed to reduce the pressure from the 1250 down to the 850 or so. Inside there's supposed to be instructions. I looked on the website. Luckily we have a rag here, check it out. Inside is a little valve. I don't know, maybe we'll take it all apart and then really screw ourselves, but apparently right here is where the shims go. So let's come over to the table. So I guess a guy somebody was saying in the comments that they used a Saginaw pump on Ford stuff. So maybe if you got one of these out of a Ford stuff, you would be in, you know, you'd be on your way. Let's open this. This was $22, in case anyone's wanting to know. It's an effective way. So this clamp holds this when you put it in a vise. And these are the shims and an O-ring. People say they don't know where the O-ring goes, but I think the O-ring's going to tell us the instructions, Johnny.
Wait, you did read the instructions?
Yeah. Remove the flow valve from the pump. The flow valve is located there. Boom, pressure line. Okay, that's our valve behind that fitting. Where's the O-ring at? Let's see, is it still on our... Oh, there we go. So there you go. That's the O-ring right there that's replaceable. And of course we had to make our own line. And that commenter, I appreciate your comment. I cannot think of your name. I am sorry. When I look at all the names on the comments, they're all a bunch of gibberish. First names, last names, numbers. Anyways, he said he had a difficult time. And that's what I had a problem with too, is this hose was very difficult to find. 3/8 on both ends. That's where the problem was. Anyways, I don't know that it's going to work. And I think I've commented on that. But then you put it in the slide to cover provided over the flow valve clamp. The clamp is supplied so the valve is not damaged. Any scratches on the flow valve can cause the valve to stick. Remove the 7/16 bolt from the end. Be careful not to lose any of the internals. There's a ball, there's a plunger, and there is a spring. Remove any shims that may be present and add shims from this kit as needed to obtain the proper pressure. Use the pressure chart below for the approximate pressures. Reinstall the bolt, the proper shims in place. Boom. So right here. Follow this chart for reference only. Different pumps may vary pressures. Mustang rack and pinion gear generally require 1,000 psi. So internet said 850, 1,000. So either I put in 3 shims or 4 shims. And they said, how do you know? When you're driving it, if it's tweaky and jerky, it's too much pressure. If it's lazy and slow and you feel like it's got Armstrong power, well, give it some more pressure. So I think we'll start out with the 3 shims, John. And if it feels darty, then we'll come back and put 4 in. So let's do it. Let's set this up in the vise, get some tools. Apparently the shims are in there. Oh yeah, look at them all.
Wow.
Look how tiny those are. You know what, maybe I'll bring the vise out here so we got good light. We'll be back with you in 1 second. You know, the one video I watched on this for 4.5, 5 minutes said the number one problem with this is when you put this on is that wants to rotate inside the thing, and it is. And the guy said, oh, I was so afraid I was going to squish it so hard. And here I got a lot of tension on this. And it's just, so what he ended up doing, oh, I got it.
Is he welded it to it?
No, he put some paper towel around it and shimmed it out.
That would work, too.
Yeah. Look at us, John. We're hydraulic guys now.
Yeah.
So if there's a spring, shoot this thing out.
We're about to find out now, aren't we?
Where's the ball gonna go? Okay, the ball stayed in. There's the one shim that we don't need. Let's look at the screen. You got good eyes? Can you see in there?
It's full of oil still. It's still full of oil.
Oh, my lips taste like power steering oil now.
I guess we're gonna have to get some brake clean out.
I'm gonna be tasting that for days.
Well, you're the one who.
All right, don't do that. Learn from us. Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff on there. We'll get some Let me go get the. Yeah. Got my hankies here. See that? That's what I put on my mouth.
Yeah.
Not a pleasurable
Hey,
experience.
use some of the brake clean. That'll get rid of the taste.
Yeah. Hey, stand back, goofballs. So let's introduce the pups. That's Storm. See you later, Storm. And that's Chili. These belong to my daughter and son-in-law. And let's talk about the disappointment. The dogs are not the disappointment. The Subaru is the disappointment. I sold that car to my son-in-law. I repaired it for him. He drove it 7 miles, and it sat over here for a while till he was ready for it. Anyways, he drove it 7 miles. What'd you and I drive it? Like 10 miles maybe before that? We said it's ready to go. We've had the head off a few times for some other internal problems. The motor is wore out with the thread holes. We put some Healy coils in it. I don't think I even showed you some of that, because as soon as I show you guys anything modern, you quit watching, so whatever. Anyways, somehow it chewed up the timing belt that was brand new, and it went 7 miles, and it bent all the valves. So my adventure later this afternoon, I'm supposed to go get another car for $400 that has a good motor, bad transmission. It's the right vintage. It has the right motor. The guy claims it works good. It's a couple hours from here, and apparently there's a landslide in the freeway between here and there, and there's a real bugger coming back on the northbound lanes. Okay, my plan is off camera. Again, you guys aren't interested in everything I do. You're interested in these projects, and I respect that. We're going to throw a motor in that, hopefully get it back to him. And if Darian, not saying Darian's a hero, but I was doing that project just to help out my family, and I was just like, hey, you know what? You pay for parts, everything's cool. But now it's kind of like getting to the point of like, why did I start it? Christine's a real thing. This car is cursed. The man I bought it from told me it was cursed, and he's been absolutely right. So I'm never touching this engine again. I'll just try it with another one, you know? Anyways, enough rambling. I'll show you maybe some highway scenes or some cars. And eventually I'll have a scrap body to take to the big claw. You know, maybe I'll get rid of some more stuff. Okay, now we got our shims. How many we want to put in, John? 3 or 4?
I would say 4.
Because you want to go 850.
Yeah, then we don't have to keep shims.
All right, here we go. Let's have a conversation. Write in the comments if you know. 4 shims or 3. 3 shims is 1,000. 4 shims is 850. I want to put the 1,000 in. John wants to put the 850 in. And the reason I'm saying that, 850 was my belief until it said the Mustang rack and pinion generally require approximately 1,000.
Yes, but that's Mustang, not Mustang 2.
I agree with you. I don't know. But the internet said 850. But since our track record is the internet lies to us all the time.
Yes, but what I'm saying is if you start with the low pressure, you can just take a shim out.
If I start with the high pressure, I could just take a shim out. You're wanting to add one. So I'm doing 3.
If you do 3, that's 1,000.
I know.
And then you have to add at 1.
I'm doing 3.
Okay.
You know what? But it'll blow the seal before I figure it out.
That's the other reason I wanted to do 850.
I don't want to rebuild the front end. Let's do 850. You know what? You've been right a few times in your life. I will listen to you on this one. Do I just put 5 in?
No, because it would be too low pressure.
We're assuming that this pump put out 1250 when it was new because the internet said so, but this is an old pump, so it may never even.
Yeah, but if it feels sluggish, we just take that out, take the 1.
And then I won't have to worry about holding on to these, because when I lose them, I'll be like, where are those shims, John?
Yeah, you just have to take the 1 out.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm on board with that. I can do that. Okay, let me screw this up. Those are not aligned very. I can do better work than that. I don't want somebody QCing my work. The shims are way oversized for the.
Well, I think it's for multiple different.
For the diameter, yeah, it's probably one. Well, it's that Chinese metric conversion. Okay. I'm happy with that.
Are you?
Yeah. You know what? I think we're just going to put the O-ring on this, throw it together, and we'll show you the ta-da moment. Anyways, don't be afraid of this. I don't know anything about this. Sometimes people, when they get a YouTube channel, they're like, this guy's a genius. He knows everything. That's partly true. I know enough, but more importantly, I like to work on old projects, and I know a lot of you guys like to do the same thing. And so I am showing you how I can do it. I don't have a Jegs account where they can come with a semi truck and deliver components. If I did, I wouldn't even start some of these things. You know, I have a pretty okay shop, but I'm using it for storage of so many other things that I'm like, I don't mind, I work outside. Despite what you guys may believe, it rains in Washington, but we get beautiful days too, and we've been really good about lately. We had kind of a mild winter, and so we're gonna enjoy the outside. Let's throw this together. It looks good. We got the 4 shims in it. It's tight. Should I dare clean the rest of it or just put it back in?
Well, if you clean it now, all that dirt that was in there is just gonna get stuck in your...
Put it back in. Got it. I love it, John. You know, there's no way to do this if the fenders were ever on this car, John.
No, we'll just drive with no fenders.
Well, that should do it till we put oil in it. It's no leaks yet. So check out what we got. So this is an original GM hose, I believe, for a 69 Chevy truck, because that's what the pump was from. We got the adapter to go from 3/8 to 5/16. The return line is just a 3/8 inverted. This is all inverted flare. If they have the Ford oval on them, then of course those are standard. If it's not, then there's a metric version of the Ford rack. The return line goes there. We kind of just let that flop till we get the radiator in. We might need to do something. It doesn't rub the frame. It comes under the steering arm, and this little piece I soldered in was just right for making that right to there. Bada bing, bada boom. Nailed it. Now, what's next, John?
Starting the car.
No, I put that on just to verify it fits. Amazon did a good job on that. I think I want to make a mount. Oh, you know what? Let's try some of our spray. Let's get this tire off. Let's go ahead and get this rubber off. This rubber's garbage. Like I say, they came with a project. I'm trying to use vintage parts because everybody could say, Darian, just go get new wheels. And I'm like, I know, but I'm trying to... I got in my mind this idea of building a really cool 70s street rod kind of thing. And of course these lug nuts are garbage. I'll order a set. This is a uni lug. You can see a little bit of oval in them. So this will probably fit 4.5 and 4 3/4. So the small Fords and the Chevys. The back ones I know are 4 3/4, and they just go on. They're just straight. So that's cool. So John, let's you know, people have seen us change. No, they didn't. We changed all those tires on that Saturn. Nobody even watched that video of like 70 views after a month. Everybody's like, Oldsmobile, Oldsmobile. Well, I do other things. Anyways, let's set up our tire changer. And we're not going to show you because you have to go see the video, but it was really humorous how we got the air out of the video. I thought it was a good comedy. I thought that was a good video for a car that nobody loved. It was 33 years old. You know, it's a vintage car. Anyways, John's driving it. The Saturn, John's driving it. How much did you have invested in that car, John?
Like $400.
$400, and that included the license tabs and everything. So when we talk about a cheap car, we're not, oh, we can do it the cheapest of anybody. We're not even touting that. There's deals out there. What did that car need? The bearings, which you saw in the video, the tires, which I got used, and then the license. And how many miles you put on that 5-speed since then?
Only like 36.
Right. No, it's been stuck on 36. I've been driving it to the dog park. I don't think the odometer's working.
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah, because we've done a lot more. Yeah, we've done a lot more than that. You've put a half a tank of fuel through it.
Yes.
Just around. And he's going to use it for work here. He's got a job coming up, so you won't see Johnny for a little while. But he's going to go make some money off on his own, come back, live in my basement, don't pay rent. That's the kind of kids I raise. Okay, let's get this up. Anyways, I want to get this going so we can spray the $40 can stuff on there, and then apparently it just peels right off. And
if you do it right.
And then if you wanted to polish them, I will let you polish them. If you don't, we'll just...
If you buy the polish.
Oh, I got to buy the polish?
It's your wheel.
So if you want to donate your time and energy and money like I'm doing, I'm your dad for 22 years, and I give you everything, and you don't even want to polish the wheel unless I buy the stuff? Ay.
Hey, it's how much of a gloss do you want?
Yeah. Well, let me go grab some tools real quick, and I think we'll just pop that wheel. I don't know, maybe we'll show you. So as you can see, we got the rubber off. That was a pretty easy one, wasn't it, John? Just took us maybe 3 minutes.
Came off.
So I got my Hyper Tough tape measure. I don't remember that. Walmart Hyper Tough? I think that's Walmart. And the end is screwed up and it's missing a rivet. And it's got metrics on this side, and non-metrics is on this side. So when I say the tire size, if you're ever out in a yard sale or a used tire shop, or you can measure this. So you see this inner lip right here? That the tire goes over that on the inside and the inside. So if we put our tape measure approximately right there, we come over here and we can see that's about 14 when it's on the same sides, right? The outer diameter, of course, is 15. This is where people go, oh, I got a 15. No, no. Where does the rubber go? The rubber goes there, rubber goes there. Now, internally, I'm not good with this. You got to go center to center. See, that's 4.5. Could be 4 3/4. I'm not sure. These are Unilug. I know they fit my car. Do we have another tire to try? No, I got Subaru crap.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about that. Anyways, the reason I was showing you that is so that if you're out looking for these wheels, I don't even know. Maybe we can see the manufacturer on the back of this. Some were stamped with the manufacturer.
Well, I'm sure
Here
if
we
you
go. Western wheel.
Yeah, I was about to say if you wire brush back there, you'll
Oh, you want
find
me to
it.
do this? I got to wear a respirator. Western wheel. 14 by 5.5, max wheel load 1,580 pounds. So the front of these can take 3,140 pounds. Is that right? Somebody do the math. Get your computers working. Okay. So now, when they say 5.5 inch wide, come on, Hyper Tough. Oh, what do we got here?
5.5 inch
Which
width.
is there? How many millimeters is that, John? That's 10 plus 4 plus some. I don't know. I don't even know how to read millimeters. Turns out it was a...
That was centimeters, so it's 100 and something.
Okay. Well, what this is beautiful, because there's a B there for old buddy. Anyways, I like to use this soft.
It's grade B. It's not the best one.
I like to wear this really soft brush because it doesn't ruin it. But the rubber will stick on these, and this is where people get air leaks on the beads. So you take a few minutes like this. Now, you can see how terrible this is. These probably could use a really good pressure wash, and if not, then I can sit here and really do a good job. Now, the front is where I'm not sure I want to put the brush on. Let me get some rubber gloves, because, oh wait, the instructions. I bet it's going to recommend rubber gloves. Extremely flammable, I was going to say, and vapors will blow up. Do not apply to floors or any other large surfaces areas because of fire. Ooh, maybe we'll catch the wheel on fire, John.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Working well ventilated area. Do not use this product. Harmful if swallowed. Can cause burns to skin and eyes. First aid. Move the person to fresh air. 911 them. Got it. Skin exposure. Immediately wash skin with soap and water. Avoid spreading material on unaffected area. Remove contaminated clothes, shoes, and thoroughly clean before. Doesn't have anything about respirators. Do not eat. And then do not induce vomiting. Keep out of reach of children. That's you, Johnny. You are my children. You can't use this. And I'm somebody's child, so who gets to use it? Let me get my gloves.
Adam and Eve.
This old applicator we used last year for Bondo. I was thinking maybe I could do something like this. John's taking a paper towel, cleaned it. I got 2 of these cheapity gloves on each hand. He's concerned the dogs will be in the way. We're gonna try this. If they're in the way, we'll go put them up. There's no marble in it. Oh yeah, they said start on a spot in the back that you couldn't see. Oh yeah, you stay back. I don't want you getting this on your camera.
I'm standing back. I'm on the upwind side.
Do you think it'll blow onto that Subaru over there?
Yeah, but the Subaru is not aluminum, so it'll be fine.
Oh, it's just aluminum safe.
So what about the stuff we used on that aluminum truck box?
It worked good, and it was half the price, but it took 1 can to do that much. I'm hoping this 1 can will do it, so it's only $10 a wheel. Well, let's let that set there for a couple minutes, John. And let me dig out a piece of steel so we can make a master brake cylinder mount. We have, come on over here, take a look. Let that set. The dogs aren't going to mess with it, are they?
They can't get on that table.
So this master cylinder booster, like I said earlier, it comes with new nuts. I think it was $70 or something. This will give us power brakes, and we probably have to go to the store and get either a couple of these nuts or whatever, because when we go to make a rod, I'd prefer to thread this on and then we make the rod. So we might need a coupler. We'll figure out what thread that is. It's probably just some standard. Yeah, right. Anyways, this bolts this way, so we need a piece of plate that's essentially like this with a hole in the center. They came with new nuts.
They're somewhere.
In a bag, in a box. Oh, they're in the shop. Sure, yeah, that's right. Oh, did I show the door? My ADHD is getting ahead of me. We're going to show this too, but I'm so proud of this door. Okay, so I fixed this one the other day before, I don't know, last week or whatever. So, it's not done, but I reinforced. The wood is shrunk, and I use that pallet wood, and by notching that, I strengthened this. Is that right, Chili? But you see how the crudeness of the way that they did it originally? I'm trying to mimic that look, because I believe I can put a piece of plexiglass over this, stain all that, paint that black, make that look. I got this stupid idea because there's wood here. This is all wood, and these bolt down, and these were the screws. You can see they're just wood screws that they threaded into this oak. So I polish all this, stain all this, paint all that. The good panels, paint them, and then use either copper or brass screws in there. I'll have this like steampunk look. Paint this gold, this dashboard, paint that gold. These will be transparent. I don't have a plan for the headliner. I think it'd be really cool to get a copper sheet, John, and make a copper sheet headliner, but I just don't think I'm that good of a metal guy in the backyard. We have to do something here for whatever in between. So I got some ideas. As part of that, I put this together. Let me show you how good this works. This one had a window. I mean, that sucker probably hasn't unrolled in 50 years, and it's going to work fine. Oh, come on, buddy. You're working fine. Yeah, there's no problems in your life. The door handle works. I did a little bit of welding down here. It was really hard because what they did, they made a wooden frame, and then they put the metal around it, and you can see where the metal should have been welded. It's not. And you can even see it here on the doors where this metal went around and they put nails. It's pretty unique. I mean, we're back to the wagon days apparently in 1936 in the Oldsmobile plant. Anyways, up here I put some weld to keep that together. And then I think we're about ready to hang this door. Through here we have to make some plates still. So the reason I'm saying all that is they just got these coming through. We have to drop a plate in there. Oh, this one needs a screw in it. So I try not to use modern screws. I'm thinking about getting some old tin cans, cutting my parts, maybe letting those rust. So when the plexiglass goes over, these mending plates that I'm going to make out of some tin cans will look like the crap that they used originally, this kind of metal. It's just an idea. Put it in the comments if I'm way out in left field. It's a rat rod. They all have a theme. I'm not sure what this theme's going to do. I think I'm going to do the gold and maybe do some pinstriping on it. And then maybe not the wheels that we're worried about. We're going to maybe just paint behind gold. I think we'll leave those aluminum. So now, since we're going to be cutting out some metal here, let's go around to this side.
The car is just going to have a gold and silver theme, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Green, gold. Gold and green.
Well, yeah, but also silver, because you got all the aluminum. We painted the transmission silver.
You really know a house is supposed to have 5 colors on it to be a Victorian.
So you're going to make this a Victorian
Well, we got
car.
black, silver, gold, green, and we got Chevy orange. Dude, it's a Victorian. All right. I didn't clean this out. Stand by. Let me clean this stuff out so you can see properly. All right, Johnny's in. So if you've caught up, there was a comment about tying this together. I've got these braces on here and I welded them. I'm not sure that I'm done with it. I'm kind of thinking about trying to put a plate underneath part of it, but still having enough action so the plate might have to have a horseshoe at one end. Otherwise, I'm kind of like, anyways, you know, you build these things a little at a time. Again, it's like eating an elephant. Just take a little bite, chew on it for a while, think about it. I got a bunch of cleanup to do in here with some grinders and stuff, just some noise, and it's just, I haven't, you know. Anyways, so we got the clutch figured out. This is a really cool steering column. I don't like the Chevy stuff, but I like that it's a tilt column, no key, and he's left the wiring. So that will be all my turn signals. It is set up for cruise control, but I won't be using that. And I'm frankly not interested in going and getting a GM cruise control one. It's just not my thing. So this would go on like this, John. Somewhere down in here would be its original location. Oh, it looks like it's going to fit under the floor easy as pie. So we're probably going to have to get in here and blast these rivets off, get that out of the way, build a plate, put this somewhere in this location, and then the master cylinder, when it gets here, it's in the mail, will be there, and we'll have it totally figured out. So there's quite a bit of custom work. Probably not going to bore you guys all with the cutting and welding, but this rod here is a stiffening rod I'd like to retain for the outer point of that. And then this has just a hook rod the same way that would just push. So when the brakes, originally this was under the floor. So when you push on the pedal this way, that causes the rod to come back that way, which is just what we want to go this way, which will then push the master brake cylinder that way. Somebody had been running this 10 bolt with a rod and a master brake cylinder here, because you can see they welded a bolt on and they had a system once. So I'm going to follow that theme, and then we'll have to run lines, probably put a T here, run one that way, and we should have it. The Mustang 2 stuff, this is what this is. I chose that because it'll match the front disc brakes, and the rears are drummed just like the Mustang 2, so it shouldn't be an issue. I don't think it's going to cause me a headache later. That's what I'm doing. I'll probably just show you that, like, finished, ta-da, because that's several hours. And anyways, I'm going to lose the location of my battery as a result of that. Had I just chose a non-power brake unit, I probably could have kept it, but still, I don't want the battery under the seat. I'll put that in the trunk. I have to find a fuel tank. I have to put that in the trunk. So we're coming along. Let's go check our tire, John. I bet it's ready to scream.
Maybe. It seems to be.
It doesn't even stink. Well ventilated area paid off.
Well, we don't have vents in this area.
Oh, they got some kind of orange primer under it.
Oh, you mean they took their time, did right?
All right, you know what? I want to scrape this into a bucket or a box, because sillies will put it on their tongues before they realize it's a problem.
Just leave it, yeah.
Yeah, let me go, stand by. Let me go get some stuff that's dog safe. You remember the box the stuff came in? Can't return it now.
Oh.
Return it with a bunch of paint in it.
Bunch of paint you don't want to get on your hands.
Yeah. They'd be like, that's hazardous. I'll be like, I know, that's why you guys have it.
I know, it's why it's your problem now.
If this don't work out, John, we always just can paint these wheels, you know. But I'm sure there's a company that restores these, and probably for $300 a wheel, they can restore it. And for, you know, $150 a wheel, I can get a replacement wheel. New, you know. I don't know, maybe 200 bucks. I know there's companies out there that make these retro wheels, but for some reason I'm hung up on this idea of using vintage.
Of using the retro wheels.
Well, I had them. I had them, and they were skinnies and fats, you know. And I wish they were 15s. Oh, look, I waited too long. That's starting to dry again. I'll have to give it another coat. But so it does evaporate. So there's a go time with it, John.
And that was a minute ago.
And that was when I was over there talking about master brake cylinders. I should have been over here scraping wheels. Mm-hmm. What a great channel we've developed.
Oh, it looks dumb. We should paint them pink.
What did we do today? We did power steering, we've done master brakes, we've done tire removal, we've done some little electrical potentials, and now we're doing vintage wheel restoration. I mean, that's like a whole year for some channels, and we're doing it all in just a few minutes, you know?
In some channels, that would be 5 seconds of just, oh, we did this.
Yeah, well, that's when you're so rich and famous you can afford to...
The helpers.
Yeah, get the elves to come at night. You know, what's the joke? I am the warranty.
No.
Yeah. All right. You know, I have access to a small bead blaster, sandblaster, but I didn't want to do that.
Well, if you use a fine enough media,
Grit?
Yeah, it won't be so terrible. And then, of course, you polish it, and it'll look just polished.
So one has to ask themselves, John, why did they paint these pink? Obviously the Jeep was the same color.
The truck was pink.
But was it because they were no good wheels and they said this will cover the sins? They were previously painted this. I think that's primer under there.
I think they just wanted matching wheels.
You think so? And at the time when they did this in the early mid 90s, I was told those wheels had like no value. People were scrapping them.
Well, I mean, it's like the Subaru wheels you got a stack of.
Yeah.
Right now they're worth nothing.
They were scrap.
Yeah.
Yeah, someday somebody's going to be like, I'm looking for a 2012 whatever wheel. And you're like, yeah, bud, good luck. We threw those away back when it was 2026. All right, well, let's just let that thing kind of simmer. Did we get anything accomplished, John? Or did we start a bunch of projects?
So far, we've only started a project.
You know what? This video might be a start project video. So that means people are going to have to come back next week. Now, that being said, we're still going to go fetch that other Subaru. We got a little bit of clips coming up of some kind of stupid adventure we're going to go on. And yeah, I'm pulling that engine. Who cares? We're going to switch it with another engine. Hopefully it works out. I'll give you an update next week. Otherwise, we'll probably give you a little scenery video. I feel good about what we started. The rest of it's just cutting and welding, grinding, and hours. Exhaust done. Power steering done. Motor done. Transmission done. Driveline done. Wheels in the process. Tires achievable. We just got to order them. Master brake cylinder stuff, not a big deal once I get the mount made. We're getting right down to the fun. We're going to be starting to do some, now the weather's getting better, we're going to be able to do some paint, some detail work. I'm looking forward to some of that wood project. I've started a little bit of it, but I mean all the stain and all the wood. I think it's going to look really pretty. Oh, we got to order the glass. I don't know, I'm on the fence. I might have another window, and if I do, I'll make that other side window, then it's just front and rear, and maybe I can just have those locally made. I don't know. Anyways, we'll check it out. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to get involved. We appreciate the support. We've been doing real well on this Oldsmobile. People seem to appreciate it. When I get it finished driving, first day of summer is my goal. I think I got time. We're going to bang through the gears. We're going to take it around. We're going to show you the beauty of the Pacific Northwest, and we'll catch you next week.